Everybody, it's your girl, Nothing's Impossible, 77, straight out of Brooklyn, coming through on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. Today is the 24th of May, and I just got this little unction in me, this inspiration in me to come and make a video. You know, guys, when I started making my videos, I knew that I came on YouTube for a reason. As I've said to you guys previously, I don't really know what that reason is particularly or was at the time. Well, that don't make sense. I don't know why I came on initially, but I know why I'm on here now. It is my sincere desire to help folks, even if it's just one person, anyone out there, somebody. I just want to help get through something that I may have been through before. And even though we're all different and we go through different situations, many of us in this life go through similar situations and we can relate. You know, there's nothing like talking to someone that's been through something similar to what you've been through. And then they give you a word of advice or they say something to you and it reaches you. And that's what I'm here for, guys. I'm here to hopefully help someone along the way. And over these years that I've been doing my videos, a few of you have reached out to me and said to me that my videos have helped you. You know, even up to recently on Facebook, a couple of my Facebook family have told me, you know, that my videos have helped them. I didn't even know, I didn't even know how I connected with some of the folks, what they tell me, and it touches me so deeply, and in addition to that, over the years, folks have come and told me that they even was contemplating to do something drastic and watched my video. And it helped them. And again, I'll say that means so much to me. I don't care about the numbers. When I first started YouTube, I did. When I first started YouTube, I was like, oh, I want views, I want followers. Because I didn't have I wasn't clear on the purpose of YouTube for me. And it's so funny how we can grow. And when you look back in retrospect at your life, you realize, wow, I've really grown, because I could care less about views. What I care about is touching someone. How many people did I actually reach? There's a lot of people that can view my video, but how many people really do I reach? How many people do I touch? You can hear something, but how many people really listen? You can see something, but how many people really get the vision? That's what it's about for me. Now, I did a video, I think it was last Sunday or the Sunday before last, and I told you guys about, life and relationships and keeping it real and, what we've been through. I don't remember what I named the video, but I failed to mention in that last video that I recently suffered a mini stroke. Yes, I mentioned it in the video previously when I had put up a little caption in the beginning of my video, but I didn't speak about it. And I had, the Sunday before Mother's Day, I had gone to church. Long story short, I wasn't feeling well. I was feeling all kinds of, I was feeling nauseated like I've never felt before. You guys know I have heart disease. And long story short, I ended up catching, I started speaking and I couldn't get my words out. My speech was stutter. I was stuttering very heavily, and my speech was slurred. My face was somewhat numb. They rushed me by ambulance to the hospital, and I had a mini stroke. I think it's referred to as a TID. But anyhow, God, saw me and is still seeing me through. And I'm here talking to you normally. And I'll say by the following day, 24 hours later, I was speaking normally. And after CAT scans and all kinds of tests, they determined that I was okay. And I stayed in the hospital maybe a few days and I came home. And now yesterday, which was Friday the 23rd, I believe. Was it 23rd? I'm not sure what my dates. I hope I don't have them mixed up, but you guys know what date it is. My mother out of the blue, after having a good meal and doing well, ended up passing out in here. And I don't want to go into all the details, but it's heart related. And now my mother was up reading a newspaper in the hospital when I left her. Let me tell you guys something. Guys, I don't know what each one of you may be going through at this particular time. I do not know where life is finding you at this particular time while you're watching this video. But I've been around a while. I have 2 adult children and I have grandchildren. And I want to say to you guys that everything that we go through in this life is for a reason. You know, whether it be good or bad. I am not saying that I'm validating bad things happening to you, but I am saying that of all the things that has happened to me, I'm not going to talk about you. I always like to talk about me because I can talk about me. And rightfully so. I can't necessarily talk about you because your situation is your situation and you have your own point of view. But I'm talking about me and my point of view. Guys, I've been through some stuff in my life, and I realize that good, bad, or indifferent, I have learned something from everything I've been through in my life. And I've also learned that it is so important to get through things. And I've also learned that it's very important to learn from whatever it is that you've gone through. Because as I said in my previous video, or the video before, life has a way of continuously bringing to you the same lesson that you did not learn from until you get the lesson. And there's an old adage that says there's a blessing in the lesson, and that's so true. You know, even in relationships with your loved ones, if God gives you an opportunity to fix a situation, fix it. If he gives you an opportunity to make it right, make it right. If he gives you an opportunity to realize that you could have done something better, do whatever you can do to make it better. I'm saying all of this to say to you that I've had my ups and downs in relationships with my family members, even with my own mom. And I can tell you that because I am succumbing, because I am surrendering to God's voice and listening to God, things are better. My relationship with my mother is better than it has ever been. You understand? And seeing my mother in that situation last night and realizing that my mom could have died. And quite frankly, I don't want to go into details, but it was very serious. And I know that because I listened to God and I surrendered to his will, I could say, if he took my mom, which I'm so glad that he didn't, I had a chance to have a better relationship with her. I've had a chance to rebuild, to rejuvenate, to renovate. I don't know what else the other word to use, but to restore. I think that's a better word. My relationship with her. How many of you out there have an opportunity to get some restoration in a relationship, and because of emotions or because of being stubborn, you've decided that you don't want that restoration? Let me tell you something. Where there's life, there's hope. And once you have life, there's things that can be done. But when life is over, there's no more hope. All hope is in life. And there is really no woulda, coulda, shoulda when somebody's dead and gone. And I feel so good to know that if the good Lord took my mom, I can say, Lord, thank you. No, we're not perfect or we're not 100%, but oh my goodness, there's such an improvement. And that's why I felt inspired to come on here today and say, surrender to God's beckoning to his voice that may be telling you to fix something that's broken, to forgive someone that hurt you. Now, I'm not telling you to turn around and be dumb. Each of your situations out there are different and individual. And one thing you can't do in this life is generalize everybody's stuff, because once people start generalizing, you fall into some problems. Because my situation, like I said previously, is not yours, and yours is not mine. But I do know that love is universal. I know that forgiveness is universal. I know that the weight that is lifted off of me as a human being. I know that when I was in a state of unforgiveness and my own funk, for lack of a better word, it was heavy on me. It was weighing me down. And many of us think that when we don't forgive, that we're really showing that person exactly how we feel, because I'm not even going to deal with you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to. No, you're not weighing that person down. You're weighing your own spirit down. You are inviting stress in your life. You are bringing unforgiveness, which is a spiritual poison, in your life. You know, you may think that it's all good, but because you can't see the spiritual. But meanwhile, it's taking residence in your life, in your emotions, in your heart. And little by little, it's poisoning you and trying to destroy your spirit. But you can't see that because things of the spirit are not visible to the naked eye. And I know I'm going in a little heavy, but I hope that you're staying with me and understanding. Forgiveness is something that you do to help yourself. And I read something today, and I was like, this is so poignant. This is so powerful. It said, when you forgive someone, you end the argument right there. There's no more dialogue needed. If I choose to have further dialogue with you, then we can converse. But for the most part, I forgive you and I'm moving on. And that's powerful. Unforgiveness keeps people in your life. It keeps them in your heart. It keeps them in your head. Yeah, you might want to say, oh, I don't even think about them. But yes, you do. Because it's like every time you think about what they did, you may not think about them per se, but you could think about what it is that's making you upset. But when you release yourself by forgiving them, you release it, you hardly remember. And then when somebody brings it up, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't even remember that. I hope my message reaches who it's supposed to reach today. My mom is stable right now. Y'all that follow me on Facebook, you saw the pictures I posted of my mother. We was just hanging out last week. The heart is a real heavy thing, y'all. Let me tell you. Don't let it fool you. Because you could be, looking real good and up and about. My mother had just ate a meal that she said was the best meal she ever had in her life. She was happy. She was laughing, watching TV, cracking up, and just as happy as ever. She got up to go in the kitchen to put her stuff in the garbage, and boom, she hit the floor like a ton of cement. Don't take this life for granted. Do what y'all got to do today. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us. And those of you that need to have healing and make, do, those who know better, do better. If you know better, then you do better. I love you guys, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I do these videos because I know how much it would have helped me at a time in my life when I really needed it. And I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, and I'm not here to impress anyone. Oh my gosh, those days are so over. I am so far from trying to impress anyone. But I want to impress upon you that where there's life, there's hope. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all. I love each and every one of y'all for free, okay? Keep praying for me and my mommy. I covet prayers. I don't covet anything like I covet prayer. I don't covet, but I covet prayers. I covet them like the air that I breathe. The prayers of the righteous availeth much. When righteous people pray for you, honey. All right, guys, I gotta go. Peace and love. Later.